Namaste everyone. Welcome to another week's practice. On the mat this week we have Kimberly. Kimberly is another teacher from our school and she is going to take us into a 45-minute sequence. The theme of Yogi Pretzel requires us to wrap our body up in really remarkable ways. In the basic class we started from a very simple pose, the lizard pose, which then very quickly escalated into the elephant's trunk pose in essential level class. And then finally in intermediate class, exploring how to bring the foot behind the head. So feel free as we practice today to include a small grounding or meditation practice at the start and conclude with the nice long Savasana at the end to take this into a full length practice. So, let's begin. Come to a seated position for your practice today. Any pose is fine, something that you can comfortably maintain. Eyes closed and take the first few moments connecting with your breath. Now regulate your breath, find a firmness in the throat, give the sound in your breath like the ocean. Awaken your Ujjayi, your victorious breathing. Make the inhale just as deep and just as long as the exhale. Find expansion of the chest with every inhalation and firmness in the belly and the pelvic floor with every exhale. Good. In a moment, I will invite you to start moving with your breath. As you do so, maintain awareness of what you are doing. Always and constantly connected with what it feels like to be inside of your body. So let's begin. On the inhale, begin to gently lift your chin up and roll the shoulders back in a gentle back bend. Good. Exhale, rounding the back by dropping the chin down to the chest and sending your shoulders forwards. Again, with the breath, inhale, connect this breath with the movement that you are feeling in your body. Good. Exhale, rounding. One more time. Inhale now with a deeper movement. You can start to lift the arms up to open more the chest and your shoulders. With the exhale, lengthen all the way down to the mat in front of you, coming forwards on the exhale. And inhale with your strong back muscles, lifting back up with the arms overhead. Good. Exhale with length, coming forwards towards the mat. So with the breath, inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale forwards 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last one, inhale, rising up, fully extending the arms overhead. Now separate your legs and bring the feet down on the mat on either side of the body with your knees bent. Walk the feet in, close to the hips, legs wide apart. Good. Exhale with length, coming forwards again. You want to bring the body between the legs, but keep the thighs hugging inwards. Inhale, open back up again. Beautiful. Exhale, so pay attention in what the spine is doing as you come all the way down. Try your best to maintain the healthy lengthening of that lower back. Inhale up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And coming forwards, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, inhale, bringing the body back up. Now modify the leg position, so have the soles of the feet touching and bring the knees wide apart. Pada Sirsasana, firmly guiding the knees downwards towards the mat. Exhale, come forwards. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. And connecting with the breath. Exhale, come forwards. Again, mindful that you are maintaining that beautiful lengthening of the lower back in your forward bends. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, come forwards again. Beautiful. One last breath to lift the body back up. And stay seated as you clasp the feet with the hands. Exhale, rounding the back. One more breath, looking up. Inhale. Try to keep the spine as long as possible. Exhale, now try bringing the chest down towards the feet. And maybe the chin resting on the mat. Stay with the breath as we hold here. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking your time to rise back up again. And once you are seated, have the hands on the mat behind you. Leaning back into the palms of the hands, counter stretch with the next inhale, opening the heart, releasing tension in your spine. Take a few breaths here. Good. And exhale as release. Let's come forwards to tabletop, which is your hands and knees position. And we are working from your downward facing pose. Inhale, arch your spine. Exhale, round your back. Inhale, lengthen the right leg, opposite leg reaches back. Exhale, sideways tuck. You are trying to connect the right knee to the right shoulder. One more breath, inhale to lengthen it back. Exhale, again touching the right shoulder. And we want to set the right foot down in the corner of the mat. Inhale, looking up, lifting the back knee off the mat. Exhale, slowly tuck the left knee to the chest. Inhale, extending the left leg and staying with the foundation of the right foot in the half squatting position. Good. Exhale, tuck that left knee in as you lift your hips up. Set the left leg to the mat behind you. Right foot back. Tabletop position. One breath to look up at the lift of the tailbone. Exhale, let's bend the elbows and come down to Ashtanga Pranam. Working with the breath, inhale, Cobra pose. Good. Exhale, back to tabletop. So with the next inhale again, arching your spine is happening. Good. Exhale, rounding your back. Inhale, start to extend your left foot back to the mat behind you. Good. Exhale, try touching the left knee to the left shoulder. Beautiful. Again, lengthen that left leg back. Inhale. And then have the left knee touch the left shoulder. Exhale. And this time with the next inhale, can you set your left foot down to the left corner of the mat in front of you? Beautiful. Lift your back knee off the mat for one breath. Exhale. Now this gentle transition of tucking the right leg forwards and under the body. And see if you can extend the leg forwards in front of you. Good. Stay in a squatting position. The foundation is your left foot. Now exhale, find your tuck again and lift up your hips high. And then with the next inhale, extend the right foot back, left foot back. Return to tabletop position. One breath to look up at the lift of the tailbone. Exhale, let's bend the elbows and come down to Ashtanga Pranam. Working with the breath, inhale, Cobra pose. Good. Exhale, back to tabletop. Inhale, right leg extends back behind you. Exhale, right knee, right shoulder. Good. Inhale again, extend it back. Exhale as you bring it to the right shoulder, right foot to the corner of the mat. Inhale, back knee lifts, looking upwards, find length. Exhale, back leg tucks and find that beautiful transition forwards. Inhale, left leg straight and lifted. Exhale, left knee tucks into the chest, hips high. Inhale, extend the foot back. Exhale, both legs back. And with the breath now, left leg extending back. Inhale. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder with control. Left leg again extends back on the inhale. Left knee, left shoulder. Good. Left foot on the mat in front of you. Inhale, lifting the right knee up. Exhale, tuck the right knee to the chest, send the right leg forwards. Inhale, extending, keeping that leg high and lifted. Exhale again, tuck the right leg, lift up the hips. Transition the foot back. Inhale, both legs. Tabletop position. One breath to look up with the lift of the tailbone. Exhale, let's bend the elbows and come down to Ashtanga Pranam. Working with the breath, inhale, Cobra pose. Good. Exhale, back to our first downward facing dog, straight spine and heels to the mat. Good. Take a moment connected to the feeling of what just happened to our hips. We awakened the front of the hips in that movement and started to develop a little bit of openness as well. So go ahead and deepen the sense of openness in your body. Paddle the feet out, left and right, heels and toes. Allow the hip movement swaying gently side to side. Maybe one shoulder towards the mat at a time. Good. When you're ready, tip toes on the inhale and heels to the mat. Exhale. In a few breaths, staying in your perfect down dog pose or the shape that your body is comfortably maintaining at this point in your practice. If you have lost your ujjayi, bring it back. The continuity of the practice is connected to the stability of your breathing. The regulation of the breath so absolutely essential to support your bodily movements and transitions and to gain the lightness in your poses. Understand this as a broadening of the rib cage with every inhalation and a pulling of the navel inwards on the exhale. Good. Then come up on tiptoes on the inhale. Bring knees to chest, looking forwards. Exhale. Next, inhale, stepping carefully to the front of the mat, left foot, right foot. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up to standing position. Give the arms a big, beautiful stretching upwards. And then bringing the hands down to the mat. Exhale. Now a halfway lift. Inhale, looking up. You are going to step the left foot back. Good, with the legs straight. Find a high lunge pose. Inhale, open the chest, open the shoulders, and maintain a healthy lengthening of the lower back. Good. Take a few breaths, hugging those legs inwards for more stability. With the next exhale, turning to face the left side of the mat, arms extending in Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana. Continue to breathe as you have the back heel grounding inwards towards the center of the mat. A movement of the right knee outwards to keep it stacked above the ankle of the foot, and a strong right outer hip engagement. And equal weight distribution between the front leg and the back leg. Reaching the right arm forwards, we do one reverse warrior. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. Exhale, bring both hands down to the mat, stepping the back foot forwards to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Good. Inhale, rise up to standing. Give the arms a big, beautiful stretching again. And perhaps we grow 2 inches taller in this position. Exhale with the breath, come down. Good. Still with the breath, inhale, look up. And exhale, you step the right foot back with the left foot forwards for a high lunge pose. Inhale. Exhale, we settle deeper into this lunge, staying connected with the beautiful flow of your ujjayi. Inhale, expansion of the rib cage. Exhale, firmness in the lower belly and pelvic floor. Very nice. Very beautiful. Opening to the right, exhale. Virabhadrasana 2. Again, with that beautiful distribution of weight in your legs, equal grounding, body neither leaning towards the left nor to the right. Arms extending from fingertip to fingertip, spine extending from crown of the head to the tailbone. Good. reverse your warrior, inhale. Come down to the mat, exhale, stepping forwards to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward bend, exhale. And rising up towards the ceiling, inhale. And then again a forward bend, exhale, connect with your breath. Breathe as you move. Halfway lift, inhale. Good, stepping left foot back, exhale. Let's move a little bit faster now, but stay connected. Arms up, inhale for a high lunge pose. Arms extend, turn to the left, warrior two, exhale. Good. Reversing the warrior, inhale, rise up. Now a transition to a retreating warrior, a half squatting pose. As you straighten the front leg, bend your back knee, ensure the grounding of the back foot flat. Good. Take a few breaths here. Ensure that your body feels comfortable squatting with the foot flat, or you might modify, perhaps you tiptoe, perhaps you don't lower down so deep. Keep the movement of the left knee back and back to find openness. And pressing the right thigh downwards, but if that hurts your knee, you might have to micro bend it. Next, you are going to turn to face the back of your mat. Place your hands down and feel the movement in the hips as you slowly revolve. Good. Left arm up and hips up. Inhale. Left arm down and lower the hip. Exhale, deepening the stretch in the right side of the body. With the breath, inhale, left arm up and over. Exhale, slowly come down. One last breath. Inhale, rise up and turn. Once again to your retreating warrior position. Exhale. Good. Now bring it back to a reverse warrior. Inhale, glide forward. Straighten the front leg, bend the back leg. And release the hands down to the mat. Exhale, step forwards to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, rise up to standing, giving ourselves a big, beautiful stretch. Exhale, come back down with the breath. With the breath, we do a halfway lift again. Inhale. And now stepping the right foot back. Exhale. High lunge pose. Take your time. No rush. Always connected with breathing. Warrior two. Exhale. Good. Reversing the warrior. Inhale. Retreating warrior pose. Exhale. Come down with that beautiful, beautiful sense of lightness facilitated by Ujjayi. Again, take your modifications. Not coming down so deep if there is any sense of tightness. Lifting the heel slightly off the mat in a tiptoe if you are not yet able to ground your foot. Movement of the right knee backwards to find more openness in the hip. And exhale, turn to face the back side of the mat again. And with the next breath, even you twist. So coming down into a side body stretch. And taking the right arm up, inhale. Beautiful. Lower the right arm and the hips come down. Exhale. One more time with the breath. Inhale. Good. And bring it down on the exhale. Last one. Inhale, rise up and the hands come down to the mat. Turn back to your retreating warrior position. Exhale. Beautiful. Connect with the breath. Reverse your warrior. Inhale. That's it. Exhale, both hands come down and the back foot stepping forwards to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way up towards the ceiling, reach and lengthen. Exhale, come back down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, looking upwards, and this time stepping back to plank pose on the exhale. Let's do our first Vinyasa, elbows bent, we come down, Chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog, straight spine. Inhale to lift your right leg to three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee come forwards to the chest in a tuck. Set the foot down for a high lunge pose. Inhale with a strong front leg lift. And transition to warrior two on the exhale, arms extending. Reverse this warrior. Inhale, stay connected to the breath. And on the exhale, remember it is the straightening of the front leg with the bending of the back knee to lower yourself down to a half squatting position. Turn and twist. Good. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, turn and twist back to retreating warrior position. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Good. Exhale, coming down to the mat, stepping back, plank pose. We do one Vinyasa to downward facing dog. Good. Now lift up your left leg. Inhale. Bring knee forwards to the chest. Exhale for your tuck. And set the left foot on the mat for a strong high lunge pose. Inhale. With the breath, exhale, expand across your shoulders as you reach from fingertip to fingertip. Inhale, reverse this. Exhale, you manage the straightening of the front leg with the bending of the back knee and lower the hips down as deep into your squat as possible. Inhale, turn and twist. Very nice. Sit the arm lifted. And exhale, turn and twist back to retreating warrior position. And inhale, one beautiful transition to a reverse warrior pose. And that'll do. Exhale, both hands down, stepping back the feet, plank pose, and you have the option here to continue the work of Vinyasas. Or just arrive in downward facing dog with a straight spine and heels grounding. Good. Coming up on tiptoes. Inhale. Bringing knees to chest, looking forwards. Exhale. Next inhale, perhaps we hop forwards and land lightly or just walk. And exhale, forward bending. Good. So with the thighs together, bend your knees and find a chair pose position. Lengthen the lower back, arms open. Good. Stay with the breath. The alignment of this pose calls you to bring the body weight back towards the heels until you feel that you are almost falling backwards. This also means that you should be able to just see your toes in front of your knees. That is another way of checking. We do this for the safety of our knees, that they are not taking too much tension. Good. With your next breath, you will step out to the right. Keep the knees bent, point the toes outwards for goddess pose. Exhale, right foot. Turn to the right. Knees wide apart. Good. In your goddess, go ahead, extend the arms forwards today. Extend until the body is parallel to the mat. Take the next few breaths, working on moving your thighs backwards with your strong outer hip activation as you sink the upper body deep into the opening of your hips. We stay here with our strong legs and open hips and supported back. Connected with the breathing. Good. With the exhale, both hands down. Gently pull the thighs back to straighten out your legs as best as your inner legs and hamstrings allow you to go. Point your toes inwards so the feet are parallel. One breath to look up in a halfway lift. Exhale, Prasa Rita Padottanasana, guiding the crown of the head down as close towards the mat as you can. Good. Creating a length with every inhalation and the depth of your stretching on the exhale. Taking the option, if you feel stable, your head is on the mat, then hugging the elbows inwards for more stability, creating a triangle with your palms, and slowly lifting the legs upwards to find your tripod headstand. Your tripod, staying with the legs straight and lengthening upwards. Good. Or take the option here, perhaps you want to explore a lotus position as well. Those of us that can, bring one foot in with the tuck of the opposite knee. Beautiful. If lotus is not in your practice, perhaps butterfly legs, or perhaps just with your legs straight. Now slowly unlotus your legs, extending them out, and in your beautiful straddle position, roll the hips downwards to have the toes land. very lightly on the mat. Good. Take a few breaths with the crown of the head on the mat, allowing the blood to equalize. Take a breath in, look up, ensure no nausea or giddiness. Next inhale takes you all the way back up again. Now close the legs and step to the front of the mat. Good, and let's continue to flow with the breathing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bending. Inhale, halfway lift, look upwards. Exhale to walk, jump or float back from plank to do one Vinyasa, or just take the option to arrive in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, lifting up that right leg to three-legged dog on the inhale. On the exhale, can you send the right knee to the right shoulder, but can you send the right foot to the left shoulder? This is a pigeon pose in the air. Good. Take a few breaths, trying to lift the shin upwards towards the chest. Awaken those beautiful supporting muscles in the body. And that'll do. Exhale, gently allow the shin to come down, resting on the mat. Now take the next few breaths, ensuring a safe and good alignment of your pigeon pose. You want your back leg parallel with the long side of the mat with the knee pointing downwards, not turning out to the side. You want your hips level, squared and even, so that you are creating a feeling of equalness in the left and right sides of the body. You are active to pull the right hip back as you send left hip forward with that squaring movement. Gently explore a mermaid pose from this position. So taking the left hand back and holding the back foot with the hand. If this is already a nice and beautiful stretch for you, stay. But if you wish, you might bring the foot to the crook of that left elbow, and you might be clasping the hands together in front of the chest. If the shoulders feel open, then go ahead, clasp behind the head. Good, and those of us that have a flip grip in your practice, perhaps then you can be instead be practicing your king pigeon pose, Eka Raja Kapot Asana. Good. Finding the openness of the chest and shoulders, mindful to distribute your back bend as equally as possible. Staying with the squareness of the hips so that your lower back and the left and right side is equally taking the weight of the body. And that'll do. Slowly release, coming down the same way we came up. Place the hands on the mat, take a few breaths, ensure that the spine feels comfortable, and explore reclining pigeon. Good. In reclining pigeon, you can even start to walk the right foot forward slightly more until your shin becomes parallel with the mat, but mindful that it is not forcing your hips to turn to the side. Body still facing downwards in this position. Sometimes it's nice to flex your foot in the front leg if that feels right for you. Some of us think that it can help to support our knee in that position. Again, maintaining the healthy lengthening of the spine as you go into your hip opening. Very, very important today. Good. Now come up, inhale. Let's see if we can do a deeper variation of this pigeon. So walk the right foot now to the center of the mat. That means a movement of the right leg to the right slightly. Exhale as you come down, you are trying to rest your chest on the foot. That means your big toes are now should be touching your chin. Good, but if that feels a little bit too tight for you today, then feel free to just again do a normal reclining pigeon pose and create your stretch from there. Stay with the breath. Again, mindful that the spine should not start to round out too much. There should not be any feeling of discomfort in the lower back. Good. From this beautiful position, can you walk the hands back at the level of the chest with the elbows bent like a Chaturanga Dandasana? This is a gentle transition that will take you up to the pose we practiced in last week's basic level class. lizard pose. Inhale, push up. Beautiful. With the right foot now in the corner of the mat. And stay with the hips coming forwards. Feeling a flexion of the stretching in the right hip. As a guide, if you keep the right knee hugging close to the body, you increase the benefits of this pose. Good. And to deepen the stretch of lizard, perhaps we can curl the back toes under, lifting the back knee up, becoming a little bit more active. See if you can bring as much of the right arm underneath your right leg as possible. Good. Maybe you can bring the shoulder underneath the right knee. Maybe even deeper than that. Creating the beautiful condition. Good. And your next transition, a little bit tricky. So take your option of just very, very gently coming down seated and then extending the leg forward. But if like Kimberly, you are strong, then you are going to slowly allow the right leg to lift. And you're going to slide the left knee into the chest. Make your transition, stay with the body off the mat using your strong arms to maintain the lift. Elephant's trunk, Eka Hasta Bhujasana. And you have the option here to wrap your ankles together, straightening out the legs as you bend the elbows, lowering down to Astabhakasana, the 8-angle pose. And might as well start to unwrap the leg and send the bottom leg through to the mat behind you. Inhaling, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lifting up your left leg for 3-legged dog. Good. So exhale as you bring the left knee to the left shoulder, send the foot towards the right shoulder, and find your floating pigeon position. Staying strong to lift that shin upwards towards the chest, awakening all those beautiful, beautiful stabilizing muscles. Good. Exhale with the shin down to find your pigeon pose. Taking a few breaths again, find the optimal alignment of your body so that you are comfortably supported. Both sides feeling equal. Hips are square, lower back long, chest is open. And if you wish, you take the option to reach back with the right hand, holding the foot will give you a stretch across the front of the chest and the right shoulder. And if that means bringing the foot up to the crook of the elbow, go ahead. Clasping the hands can happen again in front of the chest or behind the head to enter the expression of Vinyasa, mermaid pose. And then again, if flipping the grip is in your practice, go ahead like what Kimberly is doing. Holding the foot from the inside, bringing the foot close to the shoulder, bringing the elbow forwards and up to flip your grip. Opposite arm will reach back, perhaps starting from the elbow, crawling down to the forearm, wrist the hand, and finally both hands clasping the foot. And stay with the breath as you try guiding the head towards your foot towards the head, but always expanding into the outward curve and figuring out what it takes to distribute the back bend as evenly as you can. Good. One more breath in this position. Inhale, broad chest. And that'll do. Exhale, slowly release without dropping the back leg. Place the hands on the mat in front of you. Come down to reclining pigeon. And as you work on the reclining pose, once again, if you want to, you walk that left foot forward slightly more to find more stretch in your hips. Mindful that you are not creating any discomfort in the lower back. So once again, every time a forward bend is called for, lower back tends to compensate for tightness in your hips. To avoid that from happening, always maintain the healthy lengthening of your body. Avoid then the lower back taking all the work of forward bending. Now release, coming back up again, and if you wish, continue to work from reclining pigeon, or if you find that the body has given you more space to deepen the stretch, then even you try walking the foot towards the center of the mat. Exhale, the foot now resting underneath your chest, the big toe touching your chin. Good, and the hip alignment still equal, left and right. Staying here to establish that beautiful stretching and opening of your body. Good. Inhale, lift back up again, palms to the mat. Press yourself up to lizard pose. Exhale with the back leg resting for the first few breaths, the initial part of the practice. Create a stretch then in the back of the front leg and the front of the back leg. Keep the left knee hugging close to the body. Don't lose that ujjayi, not at this point of your practice. Good. When you're ready, back knee lifts up with a straight leg. Bring as much of the left arm underneath your left leg as possible, increasing the stretch. Beautiful. Hands on the mat like Chaturanga Dandasana. Press that left leg off the mat. Allow that left leg to rest on the shelf in the left upper arm. Right knee slides forward and right leg extend. This takes you into Eka Hasta Bhujasana, elephant's trunk pose. Stay with your strong arms. Good. Your option, interlacing or wrapping the ankles together. Hug your thighs inward, straight legs, elbows bent to come down to Ashtavakasana. And from Ashtavakasana, you need to find your way back to Chaturanga. Perhaps you can do an EPK. Beautiful practice, Kimberly. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog with a straight spine. Good. Coming up on tiptoes, inhale. Exhale, both knees to chest, looking forwards. Next inhale, can you jump your legs through to land in a seated position? Both legs extending forwards on the mat in front of you. Good. Sit in Dandasana with your legs straight and feet together. And from Dandasana, let's bring the right foot into the chest. Hands clasped around the foot to pull it in close. Mindful that you are not rounding the spine out too much in this position. So for this part of the practice as well, those of us that feel we need additional support in the lower back can be doing this with the back against the wall, or you could be from a reclining position. Good. Now try bringing the foot to the ear as if answering the phone. Good. Kimberly is doing a great job maintaining that length of her spine without too much rounding of the back. So maybe you can take the right leg over the right arm, and then with the right hand on the mat behind you, supporting, as you try holding on to that foot with the left hand, and then inhale, try to straighten out your leg, revolving the body to the left to find your compass pose, Parivita Surya Yantrasana. Beautiful. Good. Holding on to that foot, your final pose today is the pose, or your final hip opening pose today is the pose we practice in the intermediate level class. So turn the head to the left and drop the chin downwards. And then lift that right leg up and over the head. You are trying to bring the heel of the foot down to the base of the left side of your neck. Good. Once that is done, slowly lift up your chin again. Try looking upwards, upwards, upwards. Maintain the strong engagement of the muscles in the back. Now one hand to the heart, both hands to the heart. Coming to Eka Pada Sirsasana. One foot behind the head pose. And stay with the breath, maintaining your strong back and strong neck. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release slowly. Beautiful, Kimberly. Right leg comes down to the mat in front of you. Place your hands on the mat behind you. Inhale is a reverse plank position. Inhale, hip high, chest open. Good. Counter stretching, reintroducing length in the spine. And that'll do. Exhale, buttocks to the mat, legs straight. Now let's move that left foot into the chest and hugging that left foot in close. Taking your time, finding openness in your left hip, and ensure that your spine is still being supported with your strong back muscles. Or again, take the option of resting against the wall or doing this from a reclining position. Whatever works for your body. Foot to ear, answering the phone. Good. Breath by breath, the body might give you more and more space, so stay attentive and seek to inhabit every new inch of space the body gives you. Left arm going underneath the leg, leg going over the left arm. Left hand on the mat as the foundation. Hold on to the leg with the right arm and then try to straighten the left leg out as you rotate the body to the right. Open chest. Surya Yantrasana, compass pose. Good. If those of us that are not able to straighten our legs in this position, you still gain benefits of this practice, even if the leg is slightly bent. Or you might continue to just answer the phone or just keep the foot to the chest. And if you feel okay and ready to try foot behind head position today. Good. Chin down to the chest, turn the head to the right slightly. Guide the heel of the foot down to the base of the neck. Good. Then turn the head back to face forwards again and look up. And that will lock the foot in place. Incorporate your strong back muscles and explore bringing one hand to the heart here and maybe both hands to the heart. Good. Today, one hand to the heart for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful practice, Kimberly. Both legs down. Take your time to send the hands to the mat behind you. Lean back into the hands and then opening the heart. Inhale, reverse plank. And exhale, that'll do, releasing down slowly. Still in Dandasana pose. Good. Let's do a twist. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, bring the right arm down to the left side of your legs. See if you can hold the left foot in a reverse grip. And then the right arm going up and over, grabbing the opposite foot. This is Parivita Paschimottanasana. The revolve seated forward bend. Feel free to make any modifications to this pose so that it feels more comfortable for your body. You could, for example, just be seated in Dandasana and twisting with a straight spine without coming forwards. Inhale, rise back up again, arms open. Exhale, revolve in the opposite direction. Good. As you practice this, note the tendency of one leg to come out in front of the opposite leg. This is a natural movement in our hips as we twist, but we try to stabilize this movement as best as we can by limiting that one leg forward, one leg backward movement. Okay, inhale, coming back up again. Exhale, reach forward for your normal Paschimottanasana. Good. And take a few breaths here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 vertebrae at a time. Slowly, slowly go back down to lie flat on the mat facing upwards. Beautiful. Arms and legs spread comfortably wide, with toes outwards and heels inwards. Palms facing upwards and eyes gently closing. We have come to the end of the practice, so now take rest in Savasana. Thank you very much for joining today's practice. Keep practicing with joy in the body and peace in the heart. Namaste.